Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the AC Academic Product Management Program for our June 2026 cohort. This is week 3, session 2, and today we are diving headfirst into Agile, Scrum, and PRDs. So before we look at a single slide, I have to give two massive shout outs. First, we can talk about Ghana's incredible effort last night against England. Wow, heart and hustle on that pitch. And speaking of hustle, a huge round of applause to every single one of your project groups. We see how hard you are working on your projects and you are absolutely crushing it. I monitor you guys a lot. Yes, keep that same exact energy because a friendly reminder demo day is this Sunday. It's right around the corner, and this is a pre-recorded YouTube session. So remember, watch at your own pace and feel free to pause whenever you need to complete the activities. Let's keep things brief, simple, and light today. Let's go. All right. So, what are we actually getting out of today's session? The big question. By the time you finish, you'll be able to do four key things. First, you can explain exactly what Agile is and why teams love using it. Second, understand the Scrum framework and the specific roles inside it. Third, confidently run sprints, stand-ups, and retrospectives with your team. And fourth, write a beautifully simple product requirement document, which is known as PRD. All right. So let's do a quick recap of where we are in this journey. Last session, you laid the ground framework. You officially have a plan, and now it's time to actually build something. Yes. Right. So to remind you of what you've done already, under strategy and OKRs, you set a clear direction and measurable goals for a product. For roadmap, you mapped out your timeline beautifully using the now, next, later. And for prioritization, you figured out exactly what to build first by using the RISE and or Moscow frameworks. You are fully prepared. So how to restart building? What is Agile? Yes, what is Agile? Agile is a way of building products in small steps, learning and adjusting as you go. The old way, the waterfall, plan everything up front, build for months in one go, test only at the very end, had to change direction. Yes, and then the agile way, plan a little, then build, shape small pieces of it, get feedback continuously, adapt as we learn. All right, let's get into it. What is agile? Strip away the corporate buzzwords. Agile is a very simple, way of building products in small steps, learning and adjusting as you go. Simple as that. So to understand it, look at the old way, which we call the waterfall. And in waterfall, you plan absolutely everything up front. Yes, then you disappear and build for months in one go. Yes, you test the product only at the very end, which makes it incredibly hard to change direction if you realize you made a mistake. Yes, it's like baking a 10 tire wedding cake without tasting the butter once. I mean, so agile way is a way cooler. Um Alternative, you plan a little and then you build a little, unlike the old way, which we call the waterfall. Yes, you ship small pieces of your product offering. You get feedback continuously from your real users and adapt as you learn. Yes, that is agile. Yeah, so we move on to the heart of agile thinking. Um, Agile isn't just a set of rules; it's a way of thinking. The heart of agile thinking is all about balance. Balance is everything. Agile teams value the things on the left side of the list, of this list, more than the things on the right, even though we still care about the right side. Yes. So we value individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Uh, so you talk to each other. We value products, sorry, working products over exhaustive documentation. So an actual working feature beats a 50-page manual any day, any day. Then we value customer collaboration over rigid contracts. And finally, we value responding to change over blindly following a plan. If the plan isn't working, change the plan. Simple. Yes. All right. So we move on to what Scrum. What is Scrum? Yes. If Agile is the philosophy, Scrum is the actual playbook. Yes. It's the most popular way to put Agile into practice by organizing your work into short, repeating cycles. That is Scrum. So these cycles are called sprints. Yes, they are called sprints. And a sprint usually lasts for just 1 to 2 weeks before the whole cycle repeats. So every sprint has five simple steps. Step one is to plan the sprint. Step two is to hold daily stand-ups. Step three, build the work. Step four, run a sprint review. And step five, hold a retrospective. Yes. So simple, rhythmic, and highly effective. Yeah. Then we move on to the three Scrum rules. Yes, the three Scrum rules. Um, Inside a Scrum team, there are exactly three rules. No complicated corporate hierarchy here. Yes. So first, the product owner. And hey, that's you. Yes. This is the product manager facing role. Yes. Um, you own what and the why. Yes, you own the what and the why. You set the priorities and represent both the user and the business. Second, we have the Scrum Master. Yes, keep in mind, they are the let me say they are a facilitator, not a boss. A facilitator, not a boss. So their job is to keep the team unblocked, run the ceremonies, and protect the process. Simple as that. So they are no bosses. They are just facilitators. Third, we have the development team. Yes, the dev team. These are the brilliant designers and engineers who actually build the products during each sprint. They completely own the how. Yes, they own the how to go about stuff. Yes. Yes, so next up is a daily stand up. Yes. This is a super short daily check-in, usually just let me say 15 minutes. Yes, we literally do it standing up so nobody gets too comfortable and starts telling long stories. Yes, it's a quick something. So each person on the team answers just three basic questions. What did I do yesterday? This shows how your progress, or this shows your progress since the last stand up. What will I do today? This is your game plan for the next 24 hours. And what is blocking me? What blockages are there? Yes, this is anything slowing you down that a team can help with. Simple, simple meeting. That is why it's called this daily stand up. Stand up and go for it. Yes. And then the important golden rule here is that stand ups are strictly, meant to surface blockers. Yes. They are meant to surface blockers. So they are absolutely not for solving them right then and there, but then to take the problem solving offline after the 15 minutes are up. Yes, that is the main rule over here. Yes. Then we move on to review and retrospective. So to close out every sprint, we run into two specific ceremonies. One looks at the product, and the other looks at the team. Yes. First is the sprint review where we look at the product. Um, Here you demo what was built, you gather feedback from your stakeholders, and then you decide together what to do next. Simple. Second is retrospective. Yes. This is where we look at the team. Yeah, so this is an honest chat here where you ask what went well, what did not go well, and what will we improve in the next sprint. So these are honest reviews to check on how we are doing and how we are going to do in our next sprint. All right, finally, it's time for an activity. Since this is a pre-recorded session, I want you to literally pause the video right now and then run a mini retrospective with your project group. So keeping Sunday's demo day in mind, answer these three questions honestly. What has gone well in your group so far? Figure out your strengths so that you can keep doing them. And then you ask what has not gone well. Yes. So you call out any friction, any blockers, any confusion, and then you put them on the table, you set them on the table. And then after this, you ask yourself, what will you improve before the day? As the day is run that us. All right. So you come up with exactly one concrete change to make. Yes. So go ahead, pause the video, and I'll see you when you get back. All right. I took this opportunity to eat some fufu as you guys were doing your stuff. Yes. All right. So welcome back. Let's talk about PRDs. Yes. So a PRD, as some of you know, stands for Product Requirements Document, and all it does is to explain what you are building and why, not how, just what and why. All right. So your whole team stays perfectly aligned. So that is the purpose of a PRD. So a good PRD or a great PRD has four main traits. It is a shared source of truth. Yes. So everyone, the design, the engineering, and leadership works from this exact same document. Second, it is focused on the problem. So it always starts with the user problem and the goal, not just a random wish list of features. No. Yes. So third, it is a living document. Yes. Sorry. It is a living document. It completely evolves as you learn more. So it is never carved in stone. Yes, it isn't. All right. Fourth, it is clear, not long, not lengthy, just clear. So a good PRD is short and readable because clarity always beats completeness. Yeah, clarity always beats completeness. All right. So let's go and talk about what goes into a PRD. All right, so when you sit down, as I am sitting now, to write down a PRD, a simple PRD, you only need six core sections, no more, no less. Yes. First of all, the problem, which is the exact user problem you are trying to solve. Uh, Second, the goal, what success actually looks like and exactly how you measure it. Yes. And third, users. Who is this product for? So who this is for? Meaning your user personas. And solution. The features and user stories explained at a high level. Yeah. Scope. We talk about scope. What is in the scope from right now, and clearly what is out of scope. Yes. And then we have open questions as well. So any risks and things you still need to make a decision on. Yes. So that is what goes into a PRD. Simple and TTR. Sorry, simple and short. So fast forward, uh, let's look at a real world example to see a PRD in action for a product called Campus Connect, our beloved product. Yes. So specifically for their campus marketplace feature. Yes. Look at how basic and understandable this is. The problem is that students struggle to buy and sell items safely within campus. That's the problem. Simple, short. The goal is that enable a student to list an item in under a minute and hit 100 listings in a month. users, first year students, final year hustlers, and student vendors. Solution: a simple listing flow, a browsable marketplace, and an in-app chat. Yes. And then in scope, listings, browse and chat. Out of scope, payments and delivery for now. So you can do payments and delivery later. All right. So that was a short example. We move on to common agile and PRD mistakes. All right. So before we do wrap up, let's look at five common mistakes you want to make sure your group avoids in the PRD or agile. Yes. So the first is doing agile ceremonies just for show. No, it is a no-no. So stand-ups and retrospectives only help your team if you actually act on the things that surface. Yes. When you don't, it's just for show. It's bullshit. Yes. Second is treating a PRD or treating the PRD as a one-time document. No. It should constantly evolve as you learn. So the PRD is not stable; it changes as you learn. So you revisit and then you update it often. So ideas keep on coming day by day. Things might change, and if things change, PRD has to change. Simple as that. Third is writing a PRD full of features. Now, so remember to start with the user problem and the user goal. Yes, not just a massive wish list of features. It's not advisable. Fourth is skipping the retrospective. So teams that never reflect uh, end up repeating the same exact mistakes every single sprint. Yes, that is what happens when you skip the retrospective. Whatever mistake you did, if you don't revisit, you're going to repeat the same ones. Five is confusing busy with productive. Yes, you can't be busy for nothing. Shipping features incredibly fast means absolutely nothing if you are building the wrong thing. So you are supposed to be sure that you are actually being productive rather than being busy and doing lots of stuff. Yes, that is one common mistake that lots of beginner product managers commit. And um, I would like for you guys not to repeat these problems. Right, let's move on to the item 13 for today. The five, is it five? Yes, five key takeaways that I would like you to take along with you today. If you remember nothing else from today, these are takeaways that you should, always remember. So take away these five key points. Yes. So agile means building in small steps. Simple as that. So you plan a little, you shape often, and adapt as you learn. That is agile. Scrum puts agile into practice. Yes. So sprints, stand-ups, reviews, and retrospectives give your work structure. Yes. And then three rules mean clear ownership. Three rules mean clear ownership. So you have the product owner, the scrum master, and the development team. Yes. Fourth is retros turn experience into improvement. Retrospectives, yes, they turn experience into improvement. So reflect honestly as a team, be honest about it, then change just one thing at a time. You work on one, change at a time. All right. Fit is a PLD aligns the whole team. Yes. So PLD is responsible for aligning the whole team, the designer, the engineer, the product manager, the everybody, shareholders, yes, the leadership. Yes. Yes. The PRD aligns the whole team. So you always start with the problem and the goal and then keep the documents short and living. Yes. Let's move on to the assignment and the next session. All right, team. All right, my lovely friends. Here is your group milestone for this week to get you totally ready for Sunday's demo day. Build on the roadmap you made last session by writing a simple one-page PRD for your product covering the problem, goal, users, and scope. This is an assignment. This is not what you should submit though. Also, we do some 3 to 4 user stories for your now roadmaps. Your now roadmap items, and then finally plan out your very first sprint together as a group. Yes, and I sent you some guidelines to help in your projects. I hope you are monitoring them very well. It's going to take you a very long way. Next week for week 4 session 1, yes, I guess I won't be doing a lot of talking. It is you that is going to do. It's my turn to sit back. So we will be completely live talking about analytics and metrics. Uh, we will cover what to measure and why. We are going to cover the North Star metric, also the KPIs, and defining your MVPs, success, and final preparation for demo day. I think we're going to talk about it. Demo day is the second, section of Sunday's live session. Yes. So thank you so much for watching. Watch this fully. Take your notes. Write down what you need to jot, and come to week 4 ready to measure. So go give your project everything you've got. I believe in you guys. I trust you guys. And let's make this Sunday unforgettable. Um, don't forget to like and subscribe. Though. Thank you guys. Bye.